The rain is falling, the fans are soaked, but here's the bottom line. We've got football at M&T Bank Stadium in Baltimore, Maryland. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Kansas City Chiefs and the Baltimore Ravens. But here comes Diggs. The lane opens here. He's past the 30. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Stack him up right at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the game's first play. And it's 2nd down now.
Well, this defense for the Ravens, terrific last week in the season-opening victory.
But we certainly had a nice conversation with the defensive coordinator, didn't we? And what we heard, I like what we did, but we definitely need more pressure on the quarterback this week.
Now Mayfield. Caught right side, Davis. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. That one good for 12 yards into Kansas City first. Play action now. Here's Mayfield. And this one caught by Travis Kelce. And they'll get to him after a gain of 7 to the 47.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
And he's taken down inside the 30. The Chiefs have got the passing game rolling a bit, and another 1st down.
Nice methodical opening drive here. They're already into field goal range. They're in a good spot. You know that people like to take a shot in this part of the field. But at the same time, as methodical as they've been, they might want to run the ball a little bit here too.
And just on the outskirts of the red zone, they have options now. Either way, though, they've come out with a purpose. On 1st down, they'll run with Hunt. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down. This running game's so important for them, and they know that. It helped lead them to a victory last week when he was over 100 yards.
Let's face it, it's their identity, and that's what they want to play to. They want to be that team that runs the ball really well each and every week, and right now we're seeing a pretty good pattern of that happening.
Give them 5 on the screen play, and that'll set up a 3rd down. I don't think it's a surprise they're throwing the football early. We expected that. They told us they were going to come out firing, but 4 for 4 on the opening drive. They like that.
They don't just like it. They love it because now everyone gets locked in. Your confidence jumps up. Everyone's easy about what they're doing out there. And by the way, they're looking at the sideline thinking to themselves,
and he's going to go down. He's sacked back at the 24. Eddie Goldman with a sack.
Well, it's about teams are so competitively matched, and you just want to make those plays that give you an advantage. How about right here? The difference between letting them score a touchdown versus holding them to a field goal, that's absolutely huge with the play he just made.
And you know he hated taking the loss there on 3rd down. In the end, the opening drive, Charles, does yield points. Maybe not the touchdown that they wanted, though.
Yeah, but bottom line, they wanted to get something out of that drive, and they did that. 3 points, they won't turn that down at all.
Here's the Chiefs kickoff unit now as they'll send this one away. Noah Igbenogany from his end zone. Igbenogany elects not to return it. The football will come out to the 25-yard line. They'll run with a former member of the Crimson Tide, Damian Harris. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27. David Onyemata there on the tackle. They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. Here's Kaepernick to throw. Looking for Cooks, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Tavon Young. And he'll bring this one back to the 29. Well, certainly not how he wanted to start his night. First throw of the game, an INT.
Yeah, it's not easy, but he's got to try and wipe that one away from the memory banks. And let's face it, it's not often a quarterback and a defensive back have a lot in common. But one thing, because they have these individual type plays, they've got to have short memories, don't they? DB gets beat, wipe it away, quarterback throws a pick, has to do the same thing.
Now with the play clock about to expire, we get a whistle and a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. They'll run on first down. Hunt, and only able to muster a couple down to about the 27.
Well, this defense for the Ravens, terrific last week in the season-opening victory.
Yeah, what stood out to me on tape, the way they were flying to the football. So that tells me that they've got all their assignments down, and they're playing with extreme confidence.
And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
Brandon, we saw these defenders flying to the football in their win last week, and nothing has changed. They're still moving around quickly and forcing incompletions.
On 3rd down, Mayfield. They'll go screen here to Hunt. And he will not get what he needed as he steps short of first down around the 22. He did his best to just get 4 out of that, but not enough. And now 4th down. The kick by Pinheiro is good. And that'll make it 6-0 here in the first. They got the interception, but very little movement after, and that forces them to settle for 3. And it does feel like settling when that happens, doesn't it?
It certainly does, but we got to give a lot of credit where it's due, and that's to the defense because they ran onto the field. This is what we call sudden change, right? Interception, you got to go put out the fire, and they did, holding them to a field goal.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And following the interception, we'll see what they can put together on this drive.
I can hear my old college coach right now. He always used to tell us before every game, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. What they're hoping is that that last mistake is their only one of the game.
Coaches, that's all they talk about, turnovers, right?
Minimizing those and maximizing opportunities.
Levante David in on the tackle. Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. To throw, Kaepernick. Looking left side, that's caught by Landry. And he takes this up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. They picked up 5 yards last time. Now they double it and get 10 here. Now a first down carry for Harris. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
This defense for the Chiefs, terrific last week in the season-opening victory.
And I'm eager to see the game plan and trying to attack them this week because when you take it away 4 times through interceptions, what do you do now when you go into a game? Do you decide you can't throw the ball? Do you try and run it more? Or do you tell your quarterback, make sure you see your guys open before you deliver?
Working from the gun, it's Kaepernick. Gets this to his running back. That's Jalen Samuels. And he'll be brought down with a first down as the tackle's made at the Chiefs' 38-yard line. The Ravens get a new set of downs, give them 17 on that pickup. So now 1st and 10 in Chiefs territory at the 38. To throw is Kaepernick. That went into the hands of his tailback, Samuels. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. On 2nd down, Samuels.
Yeah, once more, strong running, excellent blocking at the point of attack. They've got a nice little drive brewing right here.
Kaepernick now on 1st down. He rifles one that's intercepted. It's Chris Harris with a pick. There he goes left side. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown.
They were in a very good position to come up with a go-ahead score there. A really good drive. Instead, it turns into 6 points going the other way. Psychologically, I don't know what that's going to do to them.
So as a coach, you're looking at that as at least a 10-point swing, right? Because they had the field goal in their back pocket.
They certainly did, and you're right. At least a 10-point swing, maybe more.
Right after the touchdown to extend their lead, now maybe opening the door a little bit there by allowing starting field position at the 40. Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 43. On the give, this is Harris. And he's going to take this one up only to about the 44-yard line. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. Kaepernick going to throw. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on. 3rd down. After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. He's got a man wide open. It's Landry. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
Shotgun handoff to Samuels. And he'll fight his way down right around the 12. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
That's a good play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball. Held him to a gain of 2. And that changes the playbook a little bit now for the guy calling plays. 2nd and 8. Now he's got to probably think about going to the air instead of maybe staying with the ground game.
2nd down and 8. They hand this off to Harris. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. Just a couple on the pickup there, and now it's 3rd down.
Well, we talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot. He had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
On 3rd and long, it's Kaepernick. Caught on the slant. Touchdown. Jarvis Landry, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Ravens have cut it to within a score. Good start to the season for him. He had the touchdown last week in the opener and a 2nd one in week 2 now.
How about the pace he's already established, right? Not sure he can keep it up for an entire season, but don't burst the bubble because he thinks that he can.
Do guys go into a season with a goal for touchdown scored or yardage? What do you think?
I think every single one of the guys who's going to touch the football, they all have those types of goals. They all have those types of thoughts. And then they just have to see how the season unfolds if they can stay with it.
Unfolding so far so good for him. the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away.
From the 6. And he'll be stopped up at the 25.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense. Run what you do best. Exactly. Put it all the way down and try and increase your lead in a big way. And the best way to do it, touchdowns.
This pass finds its way to Williams. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains. On first down, it's Hunt. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
Trying to find his tight end, Kelsey, and it's intercepted. He's picked off at his own 46, and he's able to take this one back to the 36-yard line. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Now Harris. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down.
That's a really nice, tough run inside, and they gained 5 yards on it. And to be frank about it, most offenses don't expect to get 5 yards on a play call like that. So when they do, they go back to their huddle with a little pep in their steps. They're starting to think that they're starting to dominate the line of scrimmage.
And he'll be a little shy of the 25 here at the 26-yard line. 2 straight runs of 5 yards, 1st and 10. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. Coming up in a couple of minutes, we'll get you to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. The coach will have stats and scores from earlier today in the NFL. They'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. Phillip Lindsay, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Ravens can take the lead now if they hit the extra point. A good hold in these wet conditions. The point after is up and good. And with it, his guys take the lead here by a point. Now a second timeout called for by the defense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. The touchdown here, Santos to kick this one away.
From the 6. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here, right? At the 30-yard line.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive.
And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack.
Pressure comes and down goes Baker Mayfield. Well, that's Grady Jarrett who forced his way through to register the sack. The Chiefs quickly now going to use the last of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. Another try after the first down sack. Mayfield. Oh, and he'll just get rid of this one deep. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. Demarius Randall that time there to knock it free.
I like what they did there because many of the deep throws we see in the course of a game come to the outside, the perimeter of the field. In this case, they used a slot receiver to run deep downfield and tried to connect that way. Unsuccessful in that attempt, but I like what they were doing.
And to the 46 he goes and no further, so he is well short of the first down marker. He did his best to just get 4 out of that, but not enough. And now fourth down. On fourth down, here's Andy Leon to kick it away. Back deep, Jarvis Landry. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. And a bit of a mistake there. This is well into the end zone for a touchback. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And with a 1-point lead, you'd have to think they'll be looking just to get this to halftime. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Well, sometimes you just have to give credit to the defense. Great job there at the point of attack, holding up. They won their battles at the line of scrimmage, left him no space to try and run. A really nice job swarming to the ball carrier.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. They'll keep it on the ground again here. They find some open field here. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts, as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the first half. Here's Lindsey. And they'll get this just to the 47. 1-yard gain. So we're at halftime here in the Inner Harbor with the hometown Ravens on top. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going.
And, Charles, they've got the lead. I would imagine the overall halftime tone was a positive one, but what do you think the talking points were in the locker room?
Well, if there were 3 talking points at the half, partner, all of them were about turnovers because they were pretty loose with the ball. Otherwise, this lead could be even bigger. Now, I don't think that they overly harped on it, but I think they told them, guys, if you want to keep calling those plays that are exciting, you've got to take care of the ball. Otherwise, we may have to dial things back a little bit.
And he'll scratch out only about a yard up to the 32.
This is what happens sometimes when you abandon the running game. It's hard to get back to it because once guys get out of that mentality of firing out and hitting people, hard to get them started again occasionally.
They'll try and run for it with Lindsey. Well, they hit him in the backfield, and he will not escape. And that is not going to get it done.
And that's what this defense is going to need to do more in the second half. Good pressure that time, forces some indecision in the backfield. He's going to wind up being taken down for a nice loss.
Here's Sam Martin now as he's on to punt for the first time tonight. And this one will wind up being down just outside of that 20-yard line. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive.
And their defense did its job by forcing the punt to start things out. And now, Charles, can the offense get in gear?
I think, partner, you can sense them saying, okay, the first half was theirs, but now let's get the momentum back on our side. We forced a punt. Now let's go downfield and score. If we do that, we'll be set up well for this second half.
Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter. From the gun, Mayfield. On the slant, he's got Davis. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down. It's a 9-yard pickup on the play, and it'll be second and about a yard to go for the first. Mayfield looks to throw. The tight end Kelsey has it over the middle. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. And even 30 yards on a play that began back at the 30. So the big play moves him all the way across midfield to the 40 now for 1st and 10. Mayfield gives this one to Hunt. And he's going to get this inside the 30. Add the gain here to the previous play, and it's better than 40 yards total. Well, CD a lot of times like to separate speed and quickness, and they've got a back that's both. We know that he's fast in the open field, but, man, his first step is so quick, too.
It is something, isn't it? Because you think of that type of speed getting to the perimeter and turning upfield, but also when you run those inside runs, he can get into the secondary so fast the linebackers don't have a chance to react.
It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up second down. They go play action. Mayfield. Open man here. It's the tight end Kelsey. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. The end result, 21 yards. Mayfield on play action. And that's caught. It's Kelsey. Touchdown, Kansas City. Travis Kelsey, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Chiefs are going to jump back in front. So up comes Mayfield as his guys will go for 2. Hunt going to run for it. And he will find the end zone here. And the lead moves up to 7. And so they run it in on the 2-point try. You know, so often, Charles, we talk about from the offense's perspective what you do on the 2-point conversion. How about the defense? How do they play run versus pass?
It's really difficult for them because I think most teams want to play for the pass. That's what they see most teams do. And so are you able to mass enough people inside if the team decides to run it? Very difficult. I think what you're seeing a lot more now, people blitzing the 2-point conversion. They want you to make a quick decision and make it right now.
There, the offense wins the battle for 2. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. They'll look for a drive to tie this up, down 21-14 as they have it for... And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far. Picked off by Harrison Smith. And they have possession, and they have it at the 38-yard line. So good starting field position for him here as they come up 1st and 10 at their 38. To begin the drive, here's a handoff to Hunt. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
And they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
Mayfield off the play fake. And this is caught by Williams. And he's brought down. It'll be a pickup of 16 and a Chiefs first down. Mayfield to throw it. Oh, a ball batted in the air, and now it's intercepted. Picked off by Quandre Diggs. And this one will be returned to right around the 38-yard line.
The one thing you always like about Quandre Diggs is his ability to bring his cornerback build and skills to the safety position. Had a career-high 5 interceptions to lead the Seahawks in 2020, where he was a first-time Pro Bowler. I love the way he plays in the secondary.
Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down.
Brandon, 5 yards on that run. Let's get back to the huddle and make sure if you're a back, you spend time with your offensive line and give them credit. Hard to move those 300-plus pounders at the line of scrimmage, and they did for a significant chunk of yardage.
Blitz coming, and down he goes. Chris Harris speeds in for the sack on the corner blitz.
So if we recount real quick, he had the touchdown earlier, and now he comes up with the sack here. No doubt about it, he's having himself a game.
Here's 3rd and long. Kaepernick needing a big play to counteract the sack. From the gun, it's Kaepernick. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. That's incomplete, but there is a flag down, so hang on. A big call coming on 3rd down. Well, instead of 4th down after the incompletion, it'll be 1st down, roughing the passer.
Coaches love their defenses to be aggressive, but they want them to be smart as well. Have to leave the quarterback alone at a certain point.
And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43.
I think we can safely say that those types of plays are the backbone of this offense. We know not every run's going to be a big hitter, but you know they'll take that type of result on each and every attempt.
Now flags come in. I think one of the Ravens got going a little early. The false start hurts him there a bit. Backs him up to 2nd and 9. To throw, Kaepernick. Flush to his right. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. Say what you want, but Kaepernick's still one of the best at doing that as the scramble gets him a first. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Now a handoff for Lindsey. 58 yards rushing for him now in the ball game.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on 1st down, that fits the bill.
Now they'll throw with Kaepernick. Over the middle, and it's incomplete. Phillip Lindsay, the intended target, and it's 3rd and short. Kaepernick now to throw. Got a man open. It's Ricky Seals-Jones. And he will have a Ravens 1st down as they convert on 3rd and 3 with a nice gain of 7 yards. First time they've looked his way in this game. He comes through picking up the 1st. They go back to the ground now with Lindsey. They'll get him to the ground at the 20 following a pickup of 4.
Can we just take that run and turn it into a kind of a clip and save? Because that tells you everything you need to know about this drive. They've been moving the ball awfully well.
2nd and 6. They'll go again with Lindsey. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. 6 yards to pick up, and that's a 1st down.
Now that's the way to do it. Hand it to someone with vision and good footwork, and add a little bit of power, and you find a way to pick up 1st downs.
On 1st and 10, it's Lindsey. And he goes backwards here, losing yardage back to the 16. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. To throw, it's Kaepernick. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And in for the Ravens touchdown. Jalen Samuels, his second touchdown on the season. And the Ravens are an extra point away from tying this game here in the fourth. Don't forget the extra point. It's up and good. And we've got a tie game here in the fourth. Teams locked into a good one here. 21 all the score as the kick's away. Taken from about the 12. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. Well, they just gave up the score to tie it. That's the bad news. The good news, plenty of time in this fourth quarter to try to grab that lead back. A good rally to the football keeps him to only a yard, and it's second down.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. They're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
Looking to throw again on second down. Mayfield. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. 22 yards there, a first down.
And partner, in a tie game in the fourth quarter, you and I both know in the NFL, that's when you lean on your stars. And he came through with a nice catch right there.
I'll tell you, far from ideal conditions to play in, but neither offense has had much trouble. Plenty of points to go around. First and 10. Now left side on the swing pass.
You gotta love it, baby.
First down screen pass, good for 5.
Boy, that was certainly well read defensively. And the key to any screen play is space to work. And there was none to be found there. And they tackle him for just a short gain.
And again, it's Mayfield. Over the middle, complete. That's Davis. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
Well, we had a number of good games in the afternoon sessions, but this Sunday nighter might top them all. So we come up here on first and 10. Out of the gun, they run it with Hunt. Fighting his way down to about the 35-yard line. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
Play fake, Mayfield. And his throw here is incomplete. The intended target there was Gabriel Davis. And it's 3rd down. They don't get the hook up there, but you really have to marvel at how precise he's been throwing the football these last couple weeks.
Oh, that's the perfect word for it, precise, because if you're at 70% or better 2 weeks in a row, you have a job as long as you want one in this league, won't you? I mean, let's face it, it's not just West Coast offense either. He's putting the ball downfield as well.
Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. They get 7 there, but it brings up 4th. No good. No good. Wide to the left. And a costly one there as this game remains tied here in the 4th. What a tough spot to miss a kick. Just an absolute letdown.
Look, they got themselves in the field goal range. Gave them a chance to take the lead. They come up empty, and now you wonder, will their offense ever see the football again?
Yeah, because on the other side, one through the post, and this thing could be over. They give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
Well, at the end of all that hitting and hollering, it was a 4-yard run, so the offense is going to go back to huddle and feel pretty good about themselves. Defensively, you have to feel okay because you didn't let it turn into a bigger run. But the goal, shut it down for 2 yards or less. That's when you start to feel good about yourselves.
And this defense here going to burn their 2nd timeout. But you can also factor in another timeout that they'll get when the clock stops at the 2-minute warning. As big of a play as we've had in this one so far. This is 3rd and 3. Trying to get the first with Samuels. And he brings this up to the 46. Good enough for the first. Just 4 yards on the pickup, but that's good enough to extend the drive. Getting down to the good stuff. All tied with 2 minutes remaining on EA Sports. So it's Raven football here as we welcome you back. They've got it 1st and 10 as they search for a go-ahead score. Throwing on 1st down is Kaepernick. Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. Call it a pickup of 7, and that'll bring up 2nd down. Nothing open downfield. They went underneath.
Yeah, see if you can get it to your running back. See if you can make someone miss in the open field.
On 2nd down, a run with Lindsey. And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on 3rd down. They're making steady progress, but I see your face. You're worried about that clock.
I'm worried about the clock, and at some point, you have to have a splash play in there as well.
A field goal from this spot likely out of the question. They've got to get closer here on 3rd down. Back to throw, Kaepernick. And that's going to be incomplete. The contact there enough to jar that ball free, and it brings up 4th down.
Oh, boy, this sets up for a huge call now on 4th down because you can try the long field goal, you could go for it, or you could punt and play for overtime. I am so glad, partner, that I don't have to make those kind of decisions. Let's see what they decide.
And he's going to have a 1st down as he's brought down at the 44-yard line. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds left to go in the game. To throw is Kaepernick. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by Tavon Young.
We say it often, Charles, but not all interceptions are created equally, and that is a big one here in a tie ball game in the 4th quarter.
And, Brandon, when games are this close, it usually comes down to the team making the fewest mistakes, and that was one of our mantras back at Tennessee. Coach Majors used to say all the time, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. You've got to cut those down to give yourself an opportunity.
And the coverage terrific there as that's knocked down and incomplete. His favorite target, Travis Kelce, the intended receiver. And now it's 2nd down. Mayfield to throw. And that's complete to Davis. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. That goes for a Chiefs 1st down, 14 yards. Here's Baker. Right back to Davis. It's complete. And this will be a 1st down as well, but the clock continues to move. The Chiefs quickly now going to use the last of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in the game. Now Mayfield. That's complete. It's Brandon Ayuk. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. Another nice gain, 16 yards there, and a 1st down again. Mayfield. And that is incomplete. 7 seconds remaining. Kelce, the intended receiver there, and that'll bring up 2nd down. That would have been a tough catch, but in this 2-minute drill, those are the ones you really hope your guys come up with.
Yeah, you don't want your guy to be able to take the out because it was a tough catch. You needed him to come up with that one because if he does, it alters the perspective of this 2-minute drill, doesn't it?
And this won't get there. Won't be online either. It's no good. Off to the right. And a costly one there as this game remains tied here in the fourth.
Now, if this was a clear day in September, I'd say this is well within his range. I'd feel very confident about this kick, but let's be honest about it. In these elements, the difficulty level gets ratcheted up by at least a factor of 5.
And they will take a knee here as time will likely run out on regulation, and we'll go to overtime. And here in overtime, if the team that receives the ball scores a touchdown, it's over. If they don't, we can still have some more football.
That's exactly right. If they go down and kick a field goal, the other team gets a possession to either match it or score a touchdown to win the ball game. If both teams kick field goals, the next team to score wins. But if the receiving team throws a pick six or fumbles the ball and it gets picked up by the defense and they score, the game is over at that point.
So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. Takes it at the 7. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. They're set for their first drive here in overtime, and this is where the crowd can really become a factor.
They've had to battle it all day, but I know what you're saying. In overtime, that gets doubled, doesn't it? At least, because now the crowd really wants to be involved and help their team, and that first drive can dictate the whole thing because they know if this team takes it downfield and scores a touchdown, it's game over.
And it's been loud in here so far. The Chiefs in good position to start out as they come up 1st and 10 at their 35-yard line. Mayfield now. Complete, the tight end Kelsey. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. It'll be a gain of 10 to start the drive out, and by a few inches, that'll be a first down. Mayfield. Oh, and it's intercepted. Picked off near the 44. And his guys will take over at their own 44-yard line. A costly mistake here in OT.
And you know what they say, when you throw an interception like that in overtime, you don't usually get a chance to throw a second one. I mean, I'm not sure the analytics on it. Let's ask Marvin, our statistician, to ring that down for us. That's typically how coaches and teams feel about it. If you throw one, you likely cost yourself the game.
A good run got 7 on first. Here's 2nd and 3. Here's a give to Lindsey. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. 80 yards rushing for him now as he is just trying to will his guys to an overtime victory. Now a carry for Lindsey. And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it 2nd down. What can Kaepernick do now with his drive? His throw incomplete. Jarvis Landry, the intended receiver, and it's 3rd down.
Had an open man that time. We ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. From the gun on 3rd down, Kaepernick. Flushed out right. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. I don't want to overhype it, but this is a big early season game, especially an overtime win. That can give you a big boost going forward in the season.
It certainly can, and I don't think you're overhyping it because cliches go out the window when you start to play overtime. And you're right, the winner of this game now, that's an extra boost moving forward. And it actually is an extra hurt for the team that loses because normally you shake it off. But in this situation, it lingers a little bit longer.
A big call here in overtime. They're going for it on 4th down.
Check 50, check 50. Check 55. Let's set a tone, fellas.
They're going for it. It's Kaepernick. this one past the 30 to the 25-yard line. A gigantic call there in overtime, but it pays off with a first down. A give to Harris. He's able to work free for about 6 down to the 18. Overtime with less than 2 minutes to play, and we are still all tied. The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. They'll run again with Harris. And he'll get this down only to the 18. And that carry probably not so much for yardage, just to get the spot that you want to kick the field goal.
And in a yardage game, there's really kind of gravy. And this just becomes what my old coach used to say. Get into position to be in position. And that's what they want, the right spot for their kicker to line up the field goal.
But he will have the first down before he's tackled at the 12. 5 yards is the pickup there as that extends this drive. From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10. They'll run here with Lindsey. And he'll be taken down here at about the 11. A tackle by Cole Holcomb. And I know you, with every carry, especially in overtime, you're just saying, if you're that ball carrier, hold on to the football.
Hold on to it, protect it, but not necessarily settling, because you're trying to get to the end zone. You're trying to end the game right here. And I know the defensive guys poking, clawing, raking, trying to knock the ball free and protect their ends.
And he's into the end zone for the touchdown and the game winner in OT. So the game-winning touchdown came through the air in overtime. 4 quarters wasn't enough. We were treated to a really good one, weren't we, partner?
That we were, and I just love being able to be witness to a game like this all the way through. Who's going to win it? Oh, what? We're getting overtime? Great for us. A lot of tension on the field. Very tough. Not a surprise it ended with a passing touchdown. That's the way we play in the NFL. But the execution was pretty darn good.
So for the Ravens, it's a win here in their home opener as they move to 2-0. And they will hit the road next week to take on the Detroit Lions. Meanwhile, for the Chiefs, they'll fall to 1-1. And they will get a home date next week against the Los Angeles Chargers. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports.